So this is a company which is a sister concern of this organizing, who is organizing this event at SRIVT. So where we have developed nano materials, as you all know, to clean good, but then we went ahead and developed coatings as well. So we've used nano copper to develop anti-biofouling and I'll go forward. The coatings which prevent a little bit of corrosion as well. I like feeling I'm outplaced here because I all say edtech, fintech, health tech, but this is a core of what core technologies, right? So what's the problem statement, right? So corrosion and fouling is one of the biggest problems for the shipping industry. So when I talk about fouling, leave the shipping industry, but corrosion is the biggest problem, right? Each day in, day out is what you see. So what we have taken is the shipping industry because that's the beachhead segment for this. It has almost a 70 billion USD every year, and India spends around 2 billion USD just to get their ship, do an overhauling, right? You just do a sandblasting, do a coating again, and then send it back into the ocean. And there's a huge time for this, right? So, and this is the biggest problem the shipping industry faces because of the supply chain issues, right? So, just imagine you getting the ship, dock it, sandblast it, recoat it, and then send it back, right? So, it's the biggest problem which the shipping industry is facing as of now. Then why don't the existing companies do it, right? Now, as I clearly mentioned in my slide 1, it's nano coating. So that for the existing companies to do, we have to have nano materials in a bulk scale. So this is where also we are trying to solve the problem, where our technology, if you see here, our process is the last one which we have developed, is capable of manufacturing 1 kilogram to 3 kilograms or 5 kilograms per batch with the same investment as your pulse by evaporation. And the yield of the nanomaterials which we are getting is 95 to 99%, right? And the interesting thing is we don't use any harmful chemicals. It's made a soldier as well. So it's a very clear, green process which we have developed. We can do it in a large scale. We can give any companies how much of quantity they need. So we can tailor make the material as well. Now that we have now answered the solution of how do I get my nanomaterials to include. So the solution is for us not to make a paint. The solution is if we can give an additive that can be mixed with the existing paint which is available, right? So and if you see the product and value addition, nanotech coating inclusive of USA is one of our closest competitors. And then nano clear coatings, copper coat, and then that's our company. So if you see, we are the only company which has a tick in both anti-corrosion and anti-fouling. If you see the cost per square foot, we are just 2.5 USD solving both the problems, right? So if you go to any company, they would be selling you in a different way. Like if you want an anti-corrosion, it will be 10 USD per square foot, and if you want anti-fouling, it will be 10, right? So if you want both the properties, it will be 20 USD per square foot, right? But this is something where our company comes and then does it for 2.5 USD per square foot. What is the process? As my father, Dr. A.V.S. Sastry said, we take just blank extract, we take a metal load, and we directly get nanomaterial. So now what we are trying to do is add this copper nano solution and then add it to LDPE and then give an additive which can be readily mixed with any kind of existing paints which are there in the market. So, and to do so, what's salient features of my product is it's a single step process, zero effluents whatsoever. So whatever the aqueous solution which we get after the process of making nanomaterials, we are refiltering it and reusing the water. So the wastage of water is also very less. We are not releasing any chemicals into the environment as well. It's completely zero effluent process. And as I mentioned in my previous slide, we are economical by 1/10, right? And our energy efficiency is 1 by 1000, and there is a long life for our nanomaterials because it has an inherent bio-capping which comes on it. So this prevents the agglomeration and oxidation of the material. right? So it obviously will have a larger shelf life. So as I mentioned, my markets and customers, the beachhead segment would be the shipping industry, which has a 70 billion USD annually. And as I clearly mentioned, it's 2 billion USD in India alone, right? And our value proposition is, you can see the docking time, the seaborne time, and the projected business loss that any company can go. And if you see, we are very less in order. So now we can see the adjacent segments to be. See, I was talking only about the cargo larger ships, but it can also be applied to smaller ships, right? Fishing boats as well. And any companies, like petrochemical companies, also has this problem of corrosion, right? Throughout their whole line of manufacturing. So we can use this there as well. And of course, that segment could be the automobile sector, where every car right now is coming with an anti-corrosive coating, but that coating, they just say it's an anti-corrosive, but after 1 year, you again go back, right? So this is where we are coming, right? So this can be the adjacent segments for us as well. So I'm not telling the market is only $2 billion, but it's the catchment area which is more, easy for us going into the market. So this is the expected revenues we're anticipating for next 3 years. The beachhead segment would be 1 million and adjacent would be 0.5. Second year, we want to jump to 5 and 2, and third year 12 and 5. Right? So these are just mere scratchings on the top, right? But if we can really crack it, you go put this in Dubai, because Dubai and Saudi Arabia has the biggest shipping yard in the whole world, right? So we went and we have done it for Krishnapatnam Port, 10,000 square foot of dredge trailer, and also a Fortune Infra, which is based out of Hyderabad, where we have given a coating for 50,500 square foot buildings in seashore. So this is the market traction which we have already done. So then coming to the environmental and societal, social impact as well, because we don't want to sound, okay, you're doing a very good thing, but then what's the benefit? So if you see the environment, the greenhouse emissions which we are reducing by doing it is almost 1.1 million miles driven by a car. So that much we are saving, right? And coal is equal to 250,000, and petroleum products 180K, and deforestation is 85. So this is what we are saving all around, right? And not only that, we are also providing equal opportunities to men and women. So see, we don't require a specific skill set to do this, right? Because the process is very simple. You don't require a skilled manpower as well. So you can just take anybody, like, who is interested in working or who is interested in just doing the manufacturing. They can come, we'll give them the training, which is also very easy, right? And then they can continue working. So you don't need a specific skill set to do this. And since we are using green loop, we need a large amount of herbal extracts or plant extracts. That would mean we need a lot of, not deforestation, but afforestation to happen. So this is going to also tremendously increase the green belt across the country, right? So these are some of the projections which we have done for the next 1 to 2 and 3 years. So now the next question is, good, your product is very good, but then what about the validations? Do you have any external certifications and all that, right? So this product is actually developed in conjugation with DRDO, IIT Madras, and we've also, I don't know why it's not coming on the digital screen. Yeah. So the more important point I would like to make is the EPA. So we are the only company which has satisfied all 12 principles of EPA, right? And this technology which we have developed, we have been invited by UNO to represent these technologies to the wider audience in Vienna, Austria before COVID.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.